So in this video, I want to talk about the truth about depression, the root of depression, because there is a spell out there which is disempowering people and keeping people locked in a cycle of depression. I think we can all agree that depression is on the rise, or has been on the rise, that more and more people that we know, friends, family, colleagues, are depressed or on antidepressants. So if antidepressants were so good at dealing with depression, why would more and more people be becoming depressed, and why would more and more antidepressants are being given than ever before? And I have worked with many clients, and these pills are dished out like sweets. So when it comes to depression, I was taught, when I was retraining in hypnotherapy back in 2017, I was taught that it was a chemical imbalance in the brain. And basically, as a therapist, there wasn't that much that I could do to help somebody other than try and ease their anxiety and help them relax a little bit more. And at the time, I just believed that, because why wouldn't I? I didn't realise the manipulation that was at play within the medical and scientific industries, and within all industries. So I'm not just picking on those industries, and that's not saying that everyone in them is bad. Many people within them industries are taught something, and they believe what they're taught as well. But then I did some more training with an amazing therapist called Marissa Peer, and I learned the truth about antidepressants and about depression, and it actually not being a chemical imbalance in the brain. So there's a great book you can read called Lost Connections by Johan O'Hara that goes into a real lot of detail about the research, the scientific evidence around that on his 20-year research into depression, which showed that there was a couple of scientists that pondered whether depression could be a chemical imbalance in the brain, and that the pharmaceutical companies took that, put a PR spin on it, and started to really just then push their antidepressants. And the truth is that when people started on antidepressants, that at first many people would feel better. But when you look at the actual research and you see the placebo studies, you see that it was the same for the people that had the sugar pill. And actually what it shows is that it is actually the belief in the pill. So it is their own self-healing and the belief that the pill is helping that actually created that initial what appeared to be feeling better. But as most people that are on antidepressants or have suffered with depression are experiencing and know that very soon that wears off, they need more pills, or they need higher doses of pills, and they end up being on these pills for a long time, and they end up just continually in these cycles of depression. Now that spell that was put out there, that lie that was put out there that said that antidepressants, depression is a chemical imbalance, well, it's a disempowering spell, because what it says, if you accept that, then what it is saying to you is that there is nothing you can do about it except for to take these pills, this medication. And these medications do have serious side effects, some of them being depression themselves and suicidal thoughts. That is the insanity of this spell that's being cast upon society. So when it actually comes to depression, the root source of depression, the key drivers of depression, is actually the harsh critical thoughts that are going around in people's minds, and those are symptoms of disempowering beliefs, of beliefs about the self not being good enough, not being worthy, not being lovable, which comes from childhood, which comes from the programming which is within society, within this inverted matrix, which is here to make us feel bad about the self, feel like we are wrong, we are bad, we are not good enough. And as we start to taking those subconscious beliefs during childhood, and we start to believe that about ourselves, then we start to have all these parasitical thoughts. They are not truly organic thoughts. They are mind control, AI consciousness viruses inserted into society that are then swimming around your energetic system. So you believe all these things about yourself. You have all these harsh critical thoughts. We're also not taught how to process our emotions. So these harsh critical thoughts are draining your life force energy. And that draining of life force energy starts to bring the body down, starts to depress the body. But not only that, because we don't feel good enough, because we don't know how to process our emotions of all those feelings, all those negative feelings, and we suppress those feelings down because we don't know how to deal with them, process them. They feel so bad. We want to deny them, repress them. So we start to push them down in the body. So depression is depressing down those emotions. So the body has to store those emotions. So the mental body, the mind, as a coping mechanism, starts to block the body from processing those emotions. So the body's holding on to those emotions. And those emotions, what are they? Energy, emotion. They're supposed to flow out of the body just like a wave. If we start to block it, it starts to build up a pressure inside. And eventually that is in the bones, it is in the cells. The body becomes so blocked up with emotions that it becomes so heavy and tired. So many people that are suffering from depression will find that they have bouts where they just cannot get out of bed. They just feel so exhausted because two things are happening. One, these thoughts, these parasitical energies, these consciousness viruses are draining the energy from the body, the life force energy, your source energy. And two, it's the body's having to hold on to all of these emotions. So it is tired. It is tired of holding on to these emotions. And often people that are depressed have bouts where they don't realize this is happening because the mind is trying to protect you and block it from your consciousness until the body cannot handle it anymore. And three, also from that, so we are draining our life force energy through these parasitical thoughts that are not really us, that are not organic. It's not the truth. And our body is just heavy with having to hold all these emotions that become congealed and stuck in the body. And three, we are cut off from our heart space. We are not connected to our source energy, to consciousness. We've been disconnected from it because all these programs of not enoughness, not being goodness are blocking us from accessing our light, our truth, our authenticity. You know, the truth is that we are all multi-dimensional beings. We are all connected to source, to God, to consciousness, to that intelligent energy that runs through everything. And we have been severed from that, severed from our souls. As we've come into this reality, all of the mind control condition is there to sever us from source. And it is that disconnection that starts all these feelings of unworthiness, of rejection, that are played out and passed down from generation to generation. So when it comes to depression, in order to move out of that cycle, we need to do our inner work, our healing work. We can heal those traumas. We can reconnect back to truth, back to light, and we use that light source. It's like turning on the lights. If you're in a dark room and you can't see what's going on, then you cannot clear out that room. You're just going to bump into things and you have no awareness. You can't do anything. As soon as we start to turn on the light, we can see what's in the room. We can see what is artificial, what is not the true us, what is the programming, what is the parasitical energies, and we can start to transmute and cleanse those energies with our life force energy. We can start to bring back all those fragments of the soul that have been fragmented, that are stuck out on timelines where they've experienced trauma. We can start to bring them back into the body, so we can start to bring back our life force energy. And then when we have our life force energy, we can heal the body. So I just wanted to put this quick video out to say, if you are suffering from depression, you are not powerless. There is something that you can do. You do have the technology within your divine body to heal depression. And that's what I do with my clients. I help them reconnect back to truth, to turn on that light so we can transmute all that is not you and connect to all that is you.